Aloha, my name is Rob Hack. I'm from the Hawaii Pacific Export Council, often just called HPEC. We are a nonprofit aligned very closely with the U.S. Department of Commerce. All of our board members are volunteers, and we serve at the pleasure of the U.S. Commerce Secretary. We are all vetted for our export experience and then asked to serve 3-year terms. And as I said, we're very closely aligned with the Department of Commerce. We have one full-time U.S. Department of Commerce officer in Honolulu. He's a great asset for our Hawaii companies that are interested in exporting. His name is John Holman, and I'll be sure to circulate his contact information around. Today's event is exporting of agricultural products from Hawaii. This is an event that we've been doing annually. It's a fantastic event. I love doing it because a lot of our events tend to be focused on products and services that aren't agricultural. And this is the one event where we're really focused on getting our agricultural products out into the world from Hawaii. As I said, this is exporting of agricultural products. And to be clear, I want to make sure that we're defining export as to a foreign country, not to the mainland. Even Guam and the Northern Mariana Islands do not count. It has to be a foreign country like Japan, Korea, Mexico, Canada, Germany, Brazil, etc. So let's, now that that's out of the way, let's say thank you very much to DBET and SBA because they give us a grant each year to put on a series of webinars and perform one-on-one company mentoring sessions to help companies export from Hawaii. So again, I'd very much like to say thank you to DBET and SBA for that. And with that, I'd like to introduce DBET's Timothy Tu. He's going to give a short introduction to the HiSTEP program, which is the Hawaii State Trade Expansion Program, which again is the STEP program is administered by SBA in Washington, D.C., and they give out grants to the various states. It's a competitive process, and Hawaii is fortunate to do very well every year and get this grant, and it's locally rebranded as HiSTEP. So with that, I will turn it over to Timothy Tu. When he's finished speaking, I'll be back for a second and introduce our speakers from the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity. So thanks, and Timothy, please.
Thank you, Rob. Let me share my PowerPoint first. Can you see the slide?
Yep. Yes, we can. It looks good.
Thank you. So, aloha, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for this afternoon sessions. My name is Timothy Tu. I'm with the Department of Business, Economic Development and Tourism, and I would like to start by giving you a brief introductions to the Hawaii State Trade Expansion Programs, and also known as HiSTEP, as Rob mentioned before today's sessions. So actually, today's webinar is also part of the programs of the HiSTEP programs. So as Rob mentioned earlier, we are very fortunate to receive fundings from the Small Business Administrations for a national program called the State Trade Expansion Programs, or STEP. And Hawaii is one of the state award this grant, and we branded our local versions and adding Hawaii in front of the state of this program names. That's what we call HiSTEP, Hawaii State Trade Expansion Programs. So HiSTEP is to help Hawaii-based company like those with Hawaii made products and service to expand into the international markets. And if you're looking to sell your goods or service globally, this program is here to support you. And HiSTEP wouldn't be possible without all the incredible support of our many partners. We work closely with several federal and state agencies, as well as the business organizations, such as today, who organized the webinar, Rob and his team at the Hawaii Pacific Export Council, HPEC. We also have the small business development centers, the YWCA, the Pacific Centers for Business and Leadership, also known as the Women Business Centers, um, the Veteran Business Outreach Center, the U.S. Commerce Service, the Foreign Relations, and of course, today the main speakers, the Department of Agriculture. We do thank you to all of the partners that helped to put this all together, and we are able to create a strong support systems, like ecosystem that helps our local companies in exporting their products and service. So what we are looking to do in these HiSTEP programs, or the goals of this the program, is really to help our Hawaii companies to increase their revenues from export of the Hawaii made products and services. And by doing that, we also looking to help generate more revenue for the state of Hawaii, as well as to increase the number of companies to export their Hawaii-made products and service globally, penetrate the new market of the products and service around the world. And that's how we measure the success of the programs. Or in other words, this is what we hope to achieve to help the Hawaii companies through the HiSTEP. So there are some requirements for the company to participate in the HiSTEP programs. So first of all, you must meet the definition of small business from the SBA, where you must be in business for at least a year. You have less than 500 employees. And when you sign up for the HiSTEP, there's a self certification form that you need to fill out and send it back to us. So basically, is to verify yourself that you are in the small business categories. And one of the important requirements is that your products or services must be at least 51% of the US made. And for Hawaii specific, do support company to meet the level of 51% of Hawaii made in your products and services. And other requirements that we are looking for is that you must register your business with the DCCA, the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs. And you also have general tax licenses with the State Department of Tax, Department of Tax. So those are the minimum requirements of companies to participate in HiSTEPs. Okay, the program components. So as I mentioned earlier, this is the national the grant. So different states has their own implementations of the programs. You can see some state maybe they only offer technical support. Some maybe they organize the trade shows. But for HiSTEP, we have three components of of the programs. First is the Export Readiness Program, where today webinar is part of these components. And again, thank you, Rob, and HPAC organized different webinars to provide some basic export information for companies who are curious or willing to learn about the exporting. We do have topics like today's exporting of agricultural products, and thank you, Department of Agriculture, again, for being a speaker today. We also have topics like finance options, how to work on the international trade shows, or some topics we design more to work for specific market, like export to Canada, export to Taiwan, export to Mexico. So the companies, you can learn more on or get more information on how to export in different areas, topics, or the specific markets. And beside the webinar, we also have, when companies sign up for the HiSTEP, we put the companies with one of our partners, which the partners that I mentioned earlier, for a one-on-one business advising service. So what it does is that the company set up an appointment with our partners, and the partners will go through your export plan or any question that you have in export, give a company a direct support, or the partners could advise any activities within the HiSTEP that could help you, as well as some other resources that could help your export strategies outside of the HiSTEP activities. So this is the first components, the Export Readiness Program. The second components we call is Go Global, and this is the actual event that we participate in some of the trade shows and consumer shows globally. So what it does is that the best subsidize most of the expense of the shows, we pay for the booth fee, the booth space, we pay for the build up of the Hawaii pavilions. Then we recruit companies to attend it with us. For example, actually next week we are going to Tokyo International Gift Shows, where we have around 40 companies coming with us to Tokyo to represent Hawaii. And the TX, the Tokyo International Gift Show, is one of the largest shows that we participate in. So the one of the advantage to be part of the Hawaii Pavilion is really helping to make affordable for small businesses to attend the large shows globally. For example, the other shows, Natural Products, Expo West, if company going by itself, it may need to spend around $10,000 for only the booth space. But if you go come with the Hawaii Pavilions, company only need to spend 2,500, which we provide a booth space, some basic furnitures, chair, tables, and electricities. And company just need to handle their own travel expense or shipping costs. But however, if the company is selected for our company assistance program, which is our third component, you can use the funds for different purpose to help expand your businesses internationally. So this could including covering the airfare, trade shows, not only the trade shows that we organize, but also using the funding to pay any international trade shows you want to attend. The shipping costs, you can use the funding to pay for the service, like the Go Key servers. You also can use it for support your website translations, your marketing materials, and also and even your e-commerce sales. So to apply for the company assistance, the company must respond to our request for proposals, RFP, with a detailed budget plan and financial informations. And we do have a evaluation committee to review all applications. And there are two categories of funding, and based on the committee's review, the new to export companies, you can apply up to $5,000. And the company that have exported within the last 18 months and have annual revenues of 200,000, you're qualified to apply for the market expansion categories and up to 15,000 in funding. So again, please note that the company assistance is a competitive process, and it is separate application from other HiSTEP programs. Currently, the 2025 application cycle is closed. But however, we usually will open the new applications in November. So if companies and we will give a couple months for the company to respond with typically the deadline would be early January. So be sure to check our website for more details on the company assistance. So these are the three components of the HiSTEP programs. Okay. And here's just an overview of the HiSTEP process. So just like the summary of what I presented before. So when the company registers for HiSTEP program, we assign one of the partner to provide business advising. And from there, the company can apply for our Go Global programs, participate in our Hawaii pavilions at the international trade shows or the consumer trade shows. And also company can respond to the RFP, the competitive process for the company assistance. And I just want to emphasize one more thing. For filling out the HiSTEP registrations does not mean you are automatically apply for the Go Global programs, the Hawaii pavilions, or the company assistance. So these are the separate applications, and you must submit a specific application for each. So the HiSTEP registrations is simply in the case you are interested into the programs, and it actually is the first step for you to accessing the HiSTEP resource. So if you are interested about the HiSTEP program, you can visit our website invest.hawaii.gov, go to the exporting tab and complete the online registration. But I have one final suggestions. since we are nearing the end of the 2025 HiSTEP cycle, I recommend that bookmarking our website, signing up for our newsletters, and this will keep you updated on important announcements. And the new HiSTEP registration will typically open in October. So, and since the registration process is year-long, you don't need to resubmit your applications again for the year-long programs. So I would suggest that if you can wait, of course you can submit now, but if you can wait until October, and you can apply for the HiSTEP registration in 2026. That would save yourself some times, so you don't need to submit the application, fill out the application now, but then after 2 months, and you have to resubmit again for the applications. But of course, welcome you if you want to submit the application now. We are welcome for you. So that would be conclude my presentations, and I will be here to the end. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer it. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Timothy. Wonderful presentation. And as you know, the HiSTEP program is fantastic for Hawaii. So many hundreds of Hawaii small companies have benefited from knowledge learned from the HiSTEP program. And so again, we thank DBET and SBA for allowing us to be part of the HiSTEP program. Before we moved on, I wanted to just show this video of the event that you're attending right now. After I do some slight editing to it, it will be uploaded to our archive on YouTube. Just look for Hawaii Pacific Export Council or our channel name at HPEC. And you can see we're very soon we'll have 100 videos of lots of different topics here. Most recently, we had exporting to South Korea. We've had exporting to Taiwan, our annual Export University, which is about a 4-hour sometimes event, exporting from Kauai, exporting from Hawaii Island, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So please come peruse here. Here's the DBET website. I point you to this drop-down menu up here, exporting programs, and then we have HiSTEP, the Tokyo International Gift Show that Timothy just alluded to, and another big event is the Hankyu Hawaii Fair that DBET sponsors. And very shortly, we're going to hear from the Hawaii Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity, but this is their website too. Lots of information down here. You'll hear them talk about WUSADA, and all of that is right here. Let me share one other quick document, and we can carry on. The agenda for this event is here. This QR code, you can scan this and it'll take you to a Dropbox folder where today's presentations will be shared. After the event, a few days after, when I can download the video from Zoom and edit it a bit, I'll upload that to the YouTube archive, as I said earlier, but I will send around to all of the attendees by email this agenda here with links to the Dropbox folders, as well as some hot links to some important websites for exporters. And you'll be able to download the presentations at your leisure and go through them at that time. Okay, with that, I would like to introduce the team from the Hawaii Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity. We have with us a fairly large crew of different expertise over there, led by Brendan. Can you unmute and say hi, Brendan, and start the presentation for you all?
Yes. Aloha and good afternoon. I'm Brendan Akamu with the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity. And just real quick, so you get to see the staff that's here that's also going to participate.
I am Yukashi Smith, the Economic Development Specialist.
Hi, I'm Karen Sir, also a team member and economic development specialist.
Hi, I'm Karen Marika. I'm the newest economic development specialist.
Yay, we're happy to have all of them on our team. I'll go ahead and share my screen and we're gonna switch off in the presentation to you all today. So here we go. There we go. So we'll be talking about exporting agricultural products from Hawaii. And as Rob pointed out earlier, exporting, we're talking about international, but we will talk about some of the domestic things that we do just to give you kind of an overview of kind of what the marketing department covers here, but the majority of it is international. So we'll have a quick introduction, which we just did for you. We're going to talk about international and domestic trade shows that we do. We're going to talk about USADA, and we'll explain in detail what USADA is and the programs. We'll also talk about some of the marketing programs, branding that we do. SOQ is Seal of Quality. MIHA is Made in Hawaii with Aloha. These have great branding when you're taking your products international. And then we'll end with some time for question and answers. So we'll get right to it. What do we do? So we are the market development branch for the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity. And what we do is we facilitate the development of agricultural industry through the expansion of new and existing markets. We develop and identify opportunities for Hawaii's agricultural industry through the strategic use of promotions, grants, community outreach, trade shows, educational missions locally, domestically, US mainland, and internationally. So we kind of have a broad scope of the things that we actually do. We'll take you first to international trade shows. So, and we're giving you our 2026 schedule. As we're closing out 2025, we actually really only have two more shows available. But we're going to talk a little bit about Gulf Food in Dubai. We'll talk about Japan. We'll talk about Canada, Australia, and then again, another conference that we do in Japan. So the first event to talk about is Gulf Food, and Karen's going to talk a little bit about that.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Gulf Food is a pretty exciting show. It is the largest food show, food and beverage event in the Middle East, and it is normally held just at the Dubai World Trade Center. Upcoming for 2026, it'll be held January 20 to 26. There's a little bit of a inversion there. And it hosts a great deal of food and beverage exhibitors. Because it is such a large show and it has overgrown its location, 2026 will have even more sectors, and they will be in 2 different cities with a shuttle that'll shuttle buyers to and from the 2 different cities. So it's going to be pretty large. The Hawaii Pavilion will be housed in the world food sector. And therefore, all of the products that are going to be marketed and the Hawaii Pavilion must meet their Gulf Food Organizer standards for world food and needs to be approved. So if you're interested, we have 1.5 booths and everyone will be sharing space. And as always, it can be a very successful show for suppliers. Our coffee suppliers have experienced great success, and it does require, patience, persistence, and ongoing developing of relationships with the attendees at the show year on year. So you would want to commit to participating, in more than 1 year so that you can continue to see the buyers that come to visit the booth. In fact, one of our suppliers, he attended 3 years in a row, and he was able to secure a Saudi Arabian business venture. And now his whole crop is basically called for 2026. So he will not be participating in 2026. So that's why we have additional space. So hope you can join us.
And Yukashi will talk about our Japan.
Hi everybody. So FoodX trade show is the Japan's largest food and beverage trade show, and that attracts more than 80,000 attendees from across from the Japan as well as the neighbor countries like Korea, Southeast Asia, Australia. So it's a really good show. And it's always held in March, the second week of March. So for 2026, it's going to be 10 to 13, 4-day show at Tokyo Big Site, metropolitan area of Tokyo, Japan. And so this show, HDOA has been going to this show for more than 10 years. And the last 2 years, we are fortunate to collaborate with DBET. So DBET and HDOA, we get together, and then the booth space got so much bigger so that we can have like a 40 companies under one Hawaii pavilion. So, and we have many different products, has success stories, chips, confectionery, cookies, jams, and coffee, macadamia nuts, of course, and even like alcohol beverages, beer, wine, spirits. So this is a very good show, and we always have a wait list for this pavilion. So if you're interested in, please check out the DBET website. So DBET is doing the registration. So when it's going to be open, make sure you apply for this show. And next one is going to be Australia.
So Australia, Fine Food Australia is a show that alternates between Sydney and Melbourne, and Melbourne is actually the capital of Australia. This particular year 2025, it's in Sydney, and we're talking about now 2026. It'll be back in Melbourne, Australia, the 7th to 10th of September. This is the largest for Australia. It's their nation's only established trade show dedicated to all things that are food. So at this show, you have food services, you have distributors, you find the hospitality industry, a lot of catering, small and large retailers that are looking to purchase unique products, especially products from Hawaii, and bakery goods. We've taken several established companies from Hawaii to market and get started in Australia. We are in the USA Pavilion, and the nicest thing is we get a lot of support from them, from the Consulate General. A reception is also held so that they bring in actual buyers to meet with all of us vendors that are there. So we really encourage you, if you're looking to expand a little bit into the Australian market, this is a very good opportunity to go there. And then when we conclude, we will have a website that we have for the Department of Agriculture, and we have all of our activities that we're talking about today is also all on our marketing page. So don't feel like you have to keep writing everything down. We'll give you the exact resource. So I know we're talking about international, but we just want to talk a little bit about some of the domestic things. As you can see by this list compared to our international list, we just do 3 basically domestic trade shows on the mainland. It's also a good opportunity to go to these shows. The Winter Fancy Fair will be in conjunction with DBED, and the National Restaurant Association show that's in Chicago. It's the largest food show in the US. And then in October, we do the Global Produce Show, which is in Orlando, Florida, coming up in 2026. I'll have Karen come back and talk a little bit about the National Restaurant Association show in Chicago next year.
Hi, I'm back. This particular show is pretty exciting. It's going to be held on May 16th to 19th in Chicago. It is very large, and the Hawaii Pavilion basically participates within the USA Pavilion, which hosts a theme called A Taste of the States. And we work with chefs who create many products for the buyers to taste at our USA Chef Station, using products that we have donated from our suppliers for them to create new and exciting meals and snacks. And this past year in Chicago, we took two new companies. One company had never done a trade show in their entire company's existence, and another company is very well versed at doing trade shows, but they were new to the NRA ATOTS, or A Taste of the States exhibition. And then we had one returning company that has been with us since day one. And the newest company, the newest companies experienced such great success. One of them was achieving orders on site. And then as we landed in Honolulu in baggage claim, they were running over to me, showing me their phones to show how their phones were burning up from all the chefs from across the country that were placing orders with them. So that was really exciting. And so that is something that you would really love to do. Now, the extension to this particular show is you are also able to participate for free in business-to-business meetings with international buyers who are also flying into the NRA show to participate and attend. So you'll have a lot of extension, not just domestic, but international with this particular program. Continuing on, we have the Global Produce and Floral Show, which we've been participating in with over 35 years with the state of Hawaii suppliers. This year it's going to be held in Anaheim, and next year it will be held in Orlando in October 15th to 17th. Again, very large program. It has very many sectors, so to speak. So there's produce, there's florals, there's business solutions, there's complementary items, there's retail solutions, but these sectors are pretty distinct. And so the Hawaii Pavilion will be participating in the produce section. So if you have produce or value-added food items, you are able to register and participate with us. If you are interested, we can possibly extend to you. You can put yourself on the wait list for 2025. And otherwise, the website will allow you to register and indicate your interest in participating for 2026.
So I hope that's kind of brightened you on the experiences or the opportunities that we have here in regards to trade shows. Again, highly focused on international, and as you can tell, these shows that we do domestically also have international buyers that actually come into the show, and so that's what we're there for, is international and domestic buyers. One of the associations that the Department of Agriculture is the state representative for us, we belong to USATA, which is the Western United States Agricultural Trade Association. This association, as you can see by the map, is all the green states belong to USATA. There's other associations across the continental US that divide those states, but we are very active with USATA, and USATA offers many activities. It offers inbound buyer missions, allowing buyers to come into our state, to Honolulu or to Hawaii, and see our companies that have things for sale. We offer outbound missions where we actually take people to the buyers. Again, we talked about the international trade shows. We do some on our own and some we do in conjunction with USATA. USATA also offers virtual trade missions. They offer a fund match program, educational seminars, and what the requirement that they have is that if you have a product, it needs to be at least 51% of US origin in content by weight, excluding water and packaging to qualify. The USATA does require membership, and it is a free membership to apply and participate with this. Karen, I believe, will talk next about missions, or is that Yukashi? Okay, we'll talk about some of incoming missions and what we do, and kind of explain a little bit more of what's going on.
Hello again. So the most current upcoming inbound trade mission is pretty interesting. It is actually going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada, September 13th to 17th, and it is for bakery ingredients. So you, as a supplier, if you have bakery ingredients or bakery supplies, and even if you're not exhibiting at the International Baking Industry Expo, which is IBIE, even if you're not an exhibitor, you will have the opportunity by registering to participate in this mission to meet with 21 plus buyers from both the ASEAN countries, which is all the Southeast Asian countries, Korea and Taiwan. And those country markets will be sending buyers to Las Vegas to meet with suppliers and also to participate and walk the IBIE bakery show. And so that's kind of exciting because that would save you a lot of money if you have bakery goods, because instead of you flying to the country or instead of you exhibiting at the bakery show, you can just participate simply with the B2B meetings that will be conducted at UNLV. And so that is still open to each market. I believe the participation fee is like really low. It's like $30 per market. And then you just fly yourself there to participate. So that would be that inbound mission. And then Yukashi is going to come in and talk about the next inbound and the next outbound trade mission.
Thank you, Karen. So the next inbound mission to Honolulu is Japan consumer-oriented inbound trade mission. The 5 buyers from Japan to come to Hawaii, October 9 and 10. And so the great thing about inbound mission is USATA is gonna bring those 5 buyers from Japan. The USATA is gonna pay their airfare and hotel accommodation. So the buyers, their job is to come to these states and meet with this new supplier. They're looking for always the new products, something unique, nobody introduced to the market. That's their job. So only we can do is like you sign up this mission and then bring some samples for 5 sets of the samples, and you have like a tabletop display, and then each buyer comes to your table and you talk with the buyer like maybe 30 minutes each. It's like a just an introduction. So like you can see the very left bottom buyer meetings. So usually we have buyer and a supplier, and you have some products on the table, and you have your sales sheet. And so 30 minutes, very short meeting, but that's gonna be the beginning of your partnership, because you're gonna need, if you want to export your products, you need importer in the country. So who can receive your products, they clear the customs, and then they're gonna sell to their customers, which is retailers or restaurants or e-commerce. So either way, you need that relationship established. To do that, instead of you are going to travel to other countries, they are coming to you. So the October 9 and 10, if you are interested, please go to the usata.org and register yourself. Then go to the activity list and sign up for this inbound mission, which is, we don't do inbound mission very often, maybe just once a year or two markets a year. So October is the opportunity that you can meet with Japan buyers. So October 9, Thursday, we'll have a meeting in our plant quarantine branch conference room in Sand Island in Honolulu. It's pretty close to the Honolulu airport. So if you are coming from neighbor island, it's convenient to sign up for the October 9th. But also we are going to collaborate with Wahiawa Value Added Product Development Center. So we're gonna have meetings in Wahiawa on October 10. So if you are from Wailua or North Shore, so Wahiawa location would be good for you. So please go and look at the USADA website and try to sign up Japan Inbound Mission. So, and another trade mission, the different style is instead of the buyers are coming to you, instead of that, we will take companies to go to the export market. So the upcoming Alba mission I'll be managing is Korea Alba mission, November 10 to 14. So we have already reached the 14 companies max. So if you are interested in, you're gonna be on the wait list. But in case there is any cancellation, you may take that spot. The great thing about our mission is you're going to the market and you can have meetings in the market. Also, you can go to the retail store, facility tour. You can, see what your competitors are doing, what kind of display they are doing. So you can think about how you're gonna promote your products in the market. So Alba Mission is a great way to learn about the market. So that's the upcoming event, and we also have another upcoming events with USATA. Karen is going to talk about this.
Thank you, Yukashi. This is an exciting opportunity because I believe this might be the first time they're ever going to be conducting this. So WUSADA will be hosting a deep dive with the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity, that would be us, on November 4th at the DoubleTree by Hilton Alana Hotel. And this is going to be quite an exciting particular project because not only is it a valuable session that's going to provide you with market intelligence from WUSADA representatives from the mainland, but also it will discuss funding programs designed to help you maximize your global business potential. So the Fund Match program, in addition to talking about the trade missions that we just touched upon, those are just missions that we're participating in together as project managers, but there are a host of many other trade missions that are all around the world that WUSADA opens up to you as a supplier. And so they will be flying in and they will be doing a presentation on site. And then they will also be explaining a little bit more about the Fund Match program, whereby it may provide your company with up to 50% reimbursement for expenditures on international marketing activities, including such trade missions. So if you're free, recruitment is not yet open on the website, on the WUSADA website yet, but stay tuned. And once you're a member, you'll be able to see your emails popping up for activities that are related, that you're of interest to you. So keep a lookout for that particular event. Okay, thanks, and hope you join us.
Thanks, Karen and Yukashi. So as you can see, we're very involved and work very closely with WUSADA. And so it's a great organization and it offers many opportunities for all of you. So as we move on, just before we close, we just we'll talk to you about some branding programs that we do. So the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity is also responsible to certify Made in Hawaii with Aloha products. So this is a program that we've had for many, many years. I know you see it out. We are in this program in collaboration with DBED, and this program is really to differentiate Hawaii products from products that are made elsewhere that people call made in Hawaii products. And so 51% or more of the product cost must be incurred in the state of Hawaii. It's a free registration, and it is a 1-year term, and it's renewal annually. And it allows you to use the Made in Hawaii, the official Made in Hawaii logo on packages and products that you produce. So this is a free program, and so we hope those of you that have products that want to get certified do register with us. And everything we've talked about today is available off of our website, which we will give you our website at the end of this presentation. We have one other branding program, and Yukashi will talk about that.
Thank you, Brendan. So, with Meeting Hawaii with Aloha program is basically for the manufactured products, but we have another program called Hawaii Seals of Quality. This is for the fresh produce and also the manufactured products. The Hawaii Seal of Quality has the qualifications, which is 51% of Hawaii origin agricultural ingredients requirement. So even though the manufactured processed food, the ingredients has to come from Hawaii. So we really try to support Hawaii agriculture industry by doing this. And we have a certification process run by the quality assurance division. The inspectors go to your farm or food manufacturing facility to verify you make sure you are using the Hawaii grown ingredients, not from outside of Hawaii. And and then they're gonna check your labeling requirement and packaging and all the specs you have to meet, and good standards, quality standards have to be met. And once you are certified, every year we have to renew your certification, so that we really have to ensure that you are representing the Hawaii Seal of Quality program. So application fees, we collect $50 one-time fee, and then to contribute to the program, as you use the Seal of Quality labels or logo imprint, you based on the numbers of the stickers, you have to pay, but that's gonna reinvest to the program, and we will use the program income to give the member benefits, such as professional professional photography, and using that photograph, we will create rack cards, and then we will provide free collateral and digital social media promotion and TV campaign. We just finished a great TV campaign with Hawaii News Now, and so that kind of benefit you will get. And I have to say that branding locally is also very important if you wanna sell your products to international. If local, people don't recognize your products, I don't think your products will be successful in the overseas. So that's why I think it is very, very important. You have either belong to Hawaii Seal of Quality or Made in Hawaii with Aloha. So that's gonna be great way to success. So this is our presentation. Brandon?
Thank you very much. So we hope we've been gave you some information, some insight as to what we offer. We want to thank you. We have thank you, Rob, for putting this together. Thank you, DBAD, who's always been a great partner with us. We're open to questions if there's any questions. And I'm going to switch it to our next slide just so you can get, here's our actual website that will take you right to our marketing page. And if you want to email us, there's our email that's on the bottom. And you'll notice that, Rob, you may notice we've changed from HDOA to DAB, Department Agricultural Biosecurity. It's new. All of this has come forth since July, but really we're in the transition stage now. But we will be called DAB, or we are called DAB. So I hope this has been beneficial to all of you, and we thank you very much for the opportunity today.
Thank you very much. That was really a wonderful presentation, and I love how you guys work so well together as a team. and everybody speaks during the presentation. And I think it bodes well for our companies that are looking to export and get support from you, because I know that you guys work very hard to try to help our Hawaii companies export their agricultural products. So thank you very much for doing that. There are a couple questions. I had some people texted me some questions, and then we have a couple in the Q&A. So one question is, from a very basic definition, what does the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity in Hawaii consider an agricultural product? Right, Yukashi had mentioned that there's some are manufactured, some are obviously like, taro that comes out of the ground, but what about alcohol products or things like that? How do you define that?
We'll have Yukachi.
Okay, so the agricultural products, USDA's definition is that you have to grow, raise, なんだっけ so you can't just fish from the ocean. That's not the fishery is not agriculture. Have to be aquaculture. You have to
Raise it,
really,
grow it.
raise it, grow,
Manufacture it.
and then so that's the agriculture. And the agriculture processed food has to have those ingredients in it. Yeah. So
Karen, yes.
okay.
Karen has something.
And I'll just give some examples. So we just brought in the buyers from South Korea's Gangnam Flower Market, and they visited Hilo and Oahu nurseries and farms because they're interested in floriculture. And then they flew over to Alaska to check out their peonies. So that was an inbound trade mission with USADA. Next year, I'll be working with Montana, I believe, and Alaska to do a craft beverage trade mission where we will be bringing suppliers of craft beverages over to I believe Taiwan for that trade mission next year. So it kind of gives you some examples.
Yeah, so I just want to add, because so in that category, salt, water are not considered as agricultural products because we mine them.
And they're minerals.
In the minerals. So they are categorized as minerals.
That's good. And yeah, so the craft beverages actually are derived from things like the cane sugar, right? Or honey or a coffee and other types of beverages, as well as some mixers, as long as it meets the qualifications of the 51%, of the agriculture and value added costs and production in Hawaii.
So
Hopefully that
what if-
answers your question.
What
Yeah,
if
but
those the craft beverages have a little bit of alcohol in them? How does that count?
No, that's in.
yeah,
So like
hops,
Okay.
right?
So yeah, so
Yeah.
hops and barley.
Mhm.
Okay, if that's true, then I'd like to go on the Taiwan mission.
Yeah.
Okay,
But to qualify for the USADA program or seal of quality or any other, qualification, just maybe we will go through case by case basis.
okay, wonderful, thank you. There's a question about are there any workshops or specific support for packaging or shipping for exporting food products?
So
and the Wahoo.
there's only the WUSADA website, which they actually talk about packaging and shipping. We don't, as the Department of Agriculture, do not have any workshops scheduled, or we have done in the past, but we don't have anything scheduled.
I would suggest that our attendees today talk to Brian Suzuki at Hawaii Air Cargo, because he really has a lot of information about shipping of all kinds of products. Most
Yes.
agricultural products, at least at the beginning, will go by air, and he knows a lot about this. So again, that's Hawaii Air Cargo, and you can just look up hawaiiaircargo.com, and Brian Suzuki's the president there. He knows a lot.
Yes.
Refer them to those value added.
Okay, let me jump to the next question. This is about tariffs. Are the buyers responsible for any foreign tariffs? So let's say a Hawaii company is selling something to Japan, and Japan might have a tariff on that. Is the buyer paying that, or is the seller in Hawaii paying that?
That would be the seller paying that, correct?
No.
It hasn't, no,
No, buyer.
sorry, the buyer. That hasn't really come into play yet because tariffs are really just now starting to come forth. But yeah, I think it's gonna be the buyer. We really haven't had many of those discussions.
Generally, I think that all of that is negotiable between the buyer and the seller, who's responsible for it. But typically, the buyer will be the importer of record of the product and is responsible for clearing all of that customs declarations and what have you. So it's 9 times out of 10, I would say that the buyer in the foreign country is responsible for it. But like anything, it's completely negotiable between the buyer and the seller.
But I think,
as to
yes.
who takes responsibility for it. Okay. Has the weak yen, Japanese yen, put a damper on sales of products to Japan from Hawaii? I'll take a stab at that real quick and say yes, of course. That's a reflection of why there aren't as many Japanese tourists in Hawaii or what have you. On the flip side, if you're Hawaii and you go to Japan, it will feel cheaper because the dollar is stronger, right? So when Yukashi goes to Japan, I'm sure she does a lot of shopping. When her friends come to Hawaii, they don't spend as much money as they used to. So I'll leave it at that, and you can also answer, but I'm sure that it's a problem.
It is, but again, if you have a good quality product that you have, that product will still remain in the market and there will be a need for the product. And I think it boils down to quality, and that's why we're talking about the branding programs, whether it's a seal of quality or made in Hawaii with Aloha. I think that builds credibility. And if you put that up against another product, I think that's what also helps to hold the credibility in the market.
That's an extremely good point, Brendan. And I tell our Hawaii companies so much that I'm sure they're sick of hearing me talk about it, but we have an incredible advantage shipping all kinds of products from or services from Hawaii that everybody globally thinks of very positively when they hear the words Hawaii, aloha. The word association with those words are sunshine and clear skies and mountains and ocean, and it's all extremely positive. And so just the word Hawaii is out there marketing on your behalf all year long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And our products need to really have that emphasis in the marketing of it, that it's from Hawaii, it's made with aloha, it's got the Hawaii quality of the seal of quality. I think that that's an exceptional point that our companies need to take much better advantage of. And so to answer that question from that attendee, I think that because of shipping, the strong dollar, our products are generally going to be expensive no matter where they go. And they're premium products, but being from Hawaii, I think Brendan's point is that we should be able to capture that premium price.
And just one other note, because we're the USA and we have strict requirements for health, preparing the product, that also builds a lot of credibility for us and our products. So, we have two things going for us. We're from Hawaii, and yet we have credible products. We have health standards that we adhere to, and I think that builds up the product as well.
Great. Here's a question that was texted to me. Ken, you mentioned wonderful pavilions that you take part in, like the Food X in Japan and Golf Food and some other ones. And that's a fantastic way for our companies to save money because those pavilions are essentially subsidized by STEP funds and other funds from the state. However, what if a company wants to attend an international event that is not a pavilion that Hawaii is sponsored? Can they use the STEP funds to do that? And I'll answer that because I know what Jamie would say after hearing her answer that question for several years, is that yes, that's true. You don't get to take full advantage of the cost savings because it's not a pavilion that is subsidized by the state, but you can certainly go to any other trade show that has an international audience and use some of the STEP funds to offset those costs. So I think that that's a great program. And you can use STEP funds for translating your website into a foreign language, or social media posts, or sometimes shipping of samples, or lots of things. I think that our company should really explore all of the opportunities that are there in the HiSTEP program. Okay, those are all the questions. If there's no final comments, I'm just going to share one more time the websites of our guests today. I had brought up the website of our
Suzuki.
friend Brian at Hawaii Air Cargo. So please feel free to contact them and get some information about packaging and shipping. Here's the Hawaii State Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity. Please peruse that website. There's a lot of information there. Here's the DBET HiSTEP website. Again, exporting is up here. And again, after about a week, when I can get this video edited and uploaded to YouTube, there will be this video right here in this spot, supplanting exporting to South Korea. I encourage our attendees to spend some time here and look through our almost 100 videos at this point. And with that, I would like to say thanks again to our wonderful speakers today, Timothy too from DBET, explaining about the HiSTEP program in general. And then of course, the fantastic team at the recently rebranded DAB, the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity. It was so nice seeing you guys. And thank you so much. You, as usual, did a wonderful job presenting today. So mahalo.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you.
Great.
Bye.
Bye-bye.